Hey there, everyone. It's GG Sober Son. October 12th, AA Thought for the Day from the 24-Hour Daybook. Am I still on a free ride in AA? Am I all get and no give? Do I go to meetings and always sit in the back row and let others do all the work? Do I think it's enough just because I'm sober and can rest on my laurels? If so, I haven't gone very far in the program, nor am I getting nearly enough of what it has to offer. I will be a weak member until I get in there and help carry the load. I must eventually get off the bench and get into the game. I'm not just a spectator. I'm supposed to be one of the team. Do I go in there and carry the ball? Yeah. In my clubhouse, we have chairs against the wall, right? That aren't at the table. And some refer to that as relapse row. And yeah, it's generally the people who kind of want to sit on the edge of the life raft, but not paddle, you know? Just want to hang on to catch their breath. I love that analogy too. Somewhere in the big book it says that, we're all like passengers on a great ocean liner that went down. We're all in the life raft and grateful for it, Some people aren't, I suppose. But we all have a common reason for being there in the proverbial life raft. But some people just want to sit and mope, Whether it's self-pity that they can't drink again, or, self-pity that they went so far down the scale as it talks about in how it works. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. But some people are so focused on how far down the scale they went that they almost refuse to see how their experience can benefit others. They maybe get their chin up a little bit, but they're not looking up and they're not aiming up. So it makes it almost impossible to rise up. Meditation for the day. Try to be thankful. No try. Do not. No try, as Yoda would say. To be thankful for whatever vision you have. Try to perform in the little things, faithful service to God and others. Do your small part every day in the spirit of service to God. Be a doer of God's word, not a hearer only. In your daily life, try to keep faith with God. I would say let your focus be keeping faith with God. Every day brings a new opportunity to be of some use. Even when you are tempted to rest or let things go or to evade the issue, make it a habit to meet the issue squarely as a challenge and not to hold back. And I must say that that last part, meeting issues squarely as a challenge is is something that I have not done exceedingly well in recovery. In the most part, in the biggest area was my marriage of over 25 years that failed. And I think I avoided a lot of contentious issues, and they just festered until they were overwhelming. And I own that, you know. I didn't. Perhaps at times I was willing to address the contentious issues, but most of the time I avoid them. And I just didn't want any argument. And now I know that is, out of fear that it would escalate and get super ugly. And now I know that, that just made it worse. Now I know that relationships in general have ups and downs. And if they're always light and no difficult spots, then it's not likely to last, And I can see that in my friendships as well. If my friends are constantly just telling me great things or not challenging me, then that's kind of a dangerous relationship. You see that with leaders, that they surround themselves with yes men and nobody's challenging them. They end up making really dumb decisions. It was something that a prominent, now I'll leave that wanders into politics. We don't want to go there. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may perform each task faithfully. I pray that I may meet each issue of life squarely and not hold back. It's so much better. It's so much better to meet each task faithfully, perform each task faithfully, and meet each issue of life squarely and not hold back. Now, it's easy to get in these contentious times on social media and stuff like that to fool myself in thinking that replying to a video, that I disagreed with and or a comment on somebody's page is addressing those things while completely ignoring the issues that confront me in true human encounters. So it's best to just leave all that virtual social media virtual socializing alone for the most part, unless it brings light. So I'm better off if I just mind my P's and Q's in the virtual socialization and address the hard things that need to be addressed sometimes, you know. One of my favorite psychologists says that in relationships, especially romantic relationships, if you have, which is obvious, if you have too many negative encounters, and he gave a percentage, and I can't remember what it was now, your relationship's not going to last. It's doomed to fail. Basically, if you're both disagreeable and you're constantly disagreeing, it's not going to... the number one indicator of a relationship dying is contempt by one person or the other. And that was Malcolm Gladwell. I can't remember the researcher that it was, but he pointed it out in one of his books, and I can't recall that either, but I think it was Blink, because Blink was about our gut instincts informing us about relationships and whatnot, and this researcher could determine within like a 2-minute conversation about a contentious issue whether a relationship was going to last or not, to like 85% accuracy, which is mind-blowing. But my point was that back to the psychologist, he said if there's too few negative interactions, the relationship could be doomed as well. So that was very interesting to know. Like, if you think that having 0 negative interactions is the best thing to make a relationship, or your expectation is that you never argue, that could be as detrimental as having too many negative interactions. It's super intriguing. Because I think, well, for me, not addressing some hard things led to resentment on both sides, you know, because there may have been a little bit of avoidance of difficult issues on my wife's side as well as mine. But I know for sure I avoided issues. So that's me owning my stuff, you know. I've got to own my stuff now. And it's good to reflect on that stuff rather than jump right back into another relationship. And I've been out of a relationship for almost 2 years now, coming up to 2 years in December. And I'm so grateful I didn't jump into another relationship right away. But that's a completely different subject. But also, I'm actively leaning into where I went wrong, rather than just saying, in a selfish way, I'm gonna take care of me. You know, I'm gonna go get, you know, I'm gonna, you know, treat myself right. There's a certain amount of taking care of the needs that I neglected, or the needs that I didn't receive throughout my life, and pursuing those things, right? But just to be in a selfish and self-centered way, because we alcoholics can do that, pursue my wants, my desires in a hedonistic way, that's no bueno. But to do self-care is a completely different thing. Self-care is being of service, because that's where I find my purpose. and, well, pretty much being of service to myself as much as other people. There's a balance there, I suppose, a tension, if you will. But each day that I avoid alcohol, I'm in with a chance. I have an opportunity to learn and love and grow and allow these things to come to me through the spirit of my higher power, who I call Jesus Christ. So, chin up, y'all. Keep coming back. Look up, aim up, rise up. Love ya.